Muslims, married poor women, they kind of all those negative things about Islam that people will portray to us. So that is how we were being trained or taught to be that way. Or you can say that we were being poisoned about it. Then the thing was during my teenage year, I started becoming a youth leader, very active in the community and with a lot of societies, movement, and everything. Then there was this issues then started off just the Malaysian politics. One of the Islamic parties want to capture one of the states in the peninsula side. So this party actually started propagating to say that in case they win the elections, they will try to impose hudud law, which is the Islamic criminal law. Okay, so for us in this part of the Malaysia, we don't even really know what Islam is all about. What more to say? What are you talking about? What was that again? The kind of things that everybody started asking. And the very even more unique at that point in time, I don't know whether you know this, we used to have this Al-Aqab movements in Malaysia when they really asking the Muslims to wear hijabs and properly dress, and some of them started wearing turban and everything. Yeah? So these people started, because the beauty about these people is that they really want to da'wah. They really want to convince the people about Islam. So what they did, they actually sent their people, purposely separated the whole thing to go into the Borneo Island. Okay, to all those Christian majority towns, they were purposely sending their people, set out Muslim supermarkets, set out Muslim restaurants. For the first time in my hometown, we have a decent Muslim restaurant. Okay, and for the first time, you won't believe this, during I think it was my primary 2. For the first time in my entire life, I see people wearing hijab and turban. Okay, you have to understand that the Muslims in Cebu, before that, was very open-minded, so to say. During that 70s, influence and everything, they don't wear, they never wear hijab, they did not. And the guys hardly go to, pray 5 times in the mosque or whatever. They only go to the mosque during the Eid prayer. That kind of community. So when our campus stepping foot into my hometown, for the first time we have, as I said, a decent Muslim restaurant. Because otherwise, all the while, you will, just like Hong Kong, you go to the restaurants, you might have one small stores that sell Muslim foods. And all the other stores will be selling all the other foods that you wouldn't like to see actually. Okay, but for us from the Borneo Island side, we are very used to that. Okay, but just most of our Muslim brothers from the peninsula will have a difficulty with that because they couldn't imagine how that can be done. But anyway, there was the community, and then Arkam stepped in, and we started seeing more and more people wearing hijabs and turban. I remember I ever asked my mom, what kind of person was that? What race are we talking about? And my mom said, I don't know, but I know they are Muslims. Okay, and then why are we having Alibaba now in town because of the turban wearing? Seriously, my young imagination, since when I have Alibaba coming to my hometown, right? So that was the beauty part of it. Anyway, so moving on to the secondary school. Indian secondary schools, because I come from Chinese school, when we go to the secondary schools, the priest-run secondary school, discourage us from taking Chinese or Mandarin as a subject. Okay, so we all have to go to a special class to convert our mindset and language of mediums of study to a Malay language because of the government requirement. So, okay, alhamdulillah, I had my good results in all the subjects, so I was not that bad in the school. I almost become the top in my class, and then suddenly there was this Malay teacher, because although it's a very Christian school, the government do send few Malay teachers into the school to teach Malay language. Okay, so I have this one of the Malay teachers who is one of those open-minded persons, when actually his ancestor also has the blood from the British or the Dutch, something like that. So he doesn't mix blood himself. So he came up to our school and he kind of select the top in the class. It's me. Okay, he says that, okay, I want to make sure that you have a chance to actually perform better. So he wants to give me the kind of tuitions to go. So I was discussing with my mom, and she was very happy with it. My parents was very happy with it. So for the first time in my entire life, because of that, once a week they will send me to the Malay kampung, which is the Malay village when the Malay reside by the river, which is about half an hour from my house. So once a week I will go there. the idea was having this Malay language tuition. But the good thing about this guy was that, I think it was about 3 years altogether before my not all levels. I mean, we have the third form examinations, public examination. So during that 3 years period, not only he tried to rectify my whatever Malay language mistakes and everything, but he was very smart in inserting something about Islam into my knowledge. That was the beauty part of it. Today when I talk about it, I was like, wow, this guy he is very brilliant actually. So he started letting me know that, okay, in Islam we also talk about the hereafter, the next world, which I was like, oh, okay, not that far from our Christian belief, because Christians believe in that as well. So also he started letting me know in Islam we have this idea, that you have to pay zakat, which Christian never asked. So and all those things. So I started getting more and more interested about Islam. And despite the anti-Islam teaching that's been imparted to me, I started learning to know that Islam is, at that point in time, it's just another religion, it's not that bad. So somehow or other the negative thing has been set aside. The good thing was that because of that, I kind of like to open up to the Muslim more than before. Okay, and I started befriending with the 1 or 2 Muslims that per year that we have in my school. Okay, and that was not bad in a way, and I was still active in my societies and everything, youth leaders running here and there. Then after the third form, this particular teacher somehow rather transferred back to his hometown in the capital of Sarawak, in the Borneo Island. So what happened then is, when I entered fourth form, he was no more there. He has to go back to his hometown. So then, after 2 weeks, I found that life is somehow very empty. So I said, seriously, life is somehow very empty because I feel like, I want to know more about Islam. For some reason, nobody can explain until today. So what I did was, despite that we are a Christian school, the government has actually ensured that if all the Muslim students have the right to enroll for a Muslim religious study in school. So even though we were a Christian school, and even though every 1 year we only have about 2-3 Muslims in the year, they actually send one particular teacher from Peninsula Malaysia to come in, and this teacher, on top of teaching all the normal history subject and Malay language subject, he volunteered to teach us to conduct the religious class for the students. So what happened then is, we being a Christian school, that subject can never enter into the real syllabus. So we have to take it after class. It's somehow like an extra class that this guy is giving to us. So what happened then, I get to know about that. Because before that, I never knew about all these things. I only knew about it when I started feeling life is so empty. And one fine day, I stepped upon this class and said, oh, there's just a class after school. So I was talking with this ustad and said, is that fine that if I want to sit in and just want to listen? He looked at me and said, you know who you are. I mean, I've been very prominent in the school, basically, one of those that the school is hoping to lead the school. So I mean, the students. So he said, I have no problem, but the thing is that you need to bear all the consequences that your society might feel it very controversial for you to be there. I can convince the Muslim students that you are here in a good faith, you really very sincerely want to learn about religion, when they won't be worried about you, but you have to face your own consequences. I was telling him, don't bother, it's after school. It's up to me what I want to do after school. So I just sit in the class, what's wrong with that? So fine, I started sitting in the class. There was my fourth form basically. So in Malaysia, fifth form is the one that you, at the end of the day, you will sit for the O-level exam. Right? So there was the fourth form, I sat in and I started studying, and guess what? The best thing of the year was, there was a time when in the religious study syllabus, they teach us the idea of zakat. How do we pay? Why do we pay zakat? The calculation of zakat and everything. The first chapter. After that, the second chapter was talking about the hereafter, everything. Which is like, okay, I kind of like getting more and more interested about Islam. Good. The idea of zakat was seriously fascinating for a young boy like me. It's just that if in every single money that we have, we should contribute or pay back to the, give back to the community and make the community progress further. That was a very fair idea. That was a very good, noble idea. And that was the thing that made me feel more and more I want to study about the Islamic religion. There was nothing even in my mind at that point in time, except for that, okay, Islam is a very beautiful religion, not that far from the Christians. That was my thinking then. Okay, but the only thing is that I realized that Islamic zakat, wow, the system was good, and this is something that Christians couldn't even offer. So that was like, okay, fine. So I moved on. At the end of the 4th year, here, my examination, at the year end, obviously you have this examination. So I have to sit for the exam, actually, because since I already sit in the class, they will start saying that, oh, I'm just sit for the exam. If you pass, then I give the marks to your form teacher and put that into your report card. If you do not pass, never mind, we can forget about it after you are here for volunteer basis. So I sat for the exam. Guess what? Not only did I pass, I scored the highest among. How many Muslim students we have? 3, including myself, which is who was a non-Muslim. There were only about 4 of us in the class. Out of the 4, I scored the highest. There's no big deal about it. But the big deal was, it was a surprise to everyone actually. But fine. At least it gives me the motivation that I have been kind of like not choosing a wrong path, so to say. And in a way also, when I want to sit in for the class, my mom knew about it. I told her about it. Okay, but she was thinking that because I like history. And so happened at that point in time in the Malaysian education system, if you go to the science streams, you cannot take history as a subject. It's not you cannot take. You can choose either history or geography. And in my school, so happened that was the school that did not have enough history teacher. So we must go for geography, and I hate geography so much.